Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a Sunday sermon. Today, we're going to be blessed by the Spirit of Moses. I know it's been a long time since you walked the earth. Keep in mind, there's no time on the other side. So, anyway, next week, we're going to have Archangel Metatron. A little change of pace there. So, I know that the prophet Moses is waiting for us. So, let us begin. Good morning, everyone. Yes, it has been quite a while in your time since I walked the earth. God sent me back to show leadership. Leadership is very important. You see, there are always people that have to show the way. The way's not always clear. And there are many people that just simply would rather follow someone else than assume the responsibility of leadership. Leadership is very important. Leadership is a key to helping many others. You see, when you lead wisely, people follow wisely. You see, when you allow evil to affect your leadership, then people follow evil as well. There's a perfect example of that going on right now in Europe. The war in the Ukraine has been started by evil people. No other way to describe it. There's no reason for that war to be taking place. There's no reason for all of those people to be harmed and killed and maimed, tortured, whatever you want to speak of, but it's pure, unadulterated evil. So you see, you have an evil leader, and the people wind up following evil. That rubs off on them, and they create the evil deeds. But you see, God is the ultimate leader. God leads you to the light. He leads you to do good things. He leads you to help others. He leads you to show love. If you follow the words of God as your leader, you won't have any problems. You won't need to be asked to be forgiven because there will be nothing to forgive. You'll be following his words. Now, leadership can take place on a very small scale. There are people out there that are leading huge corporations. But you can lead your own life to help as many as possible. Start by leading your family. Start by speaking to the young in your family. Tell them that there's only one true path in life that'll bring them blessings and love, and that's following the words of God. Teach them not to abuse others. Teach them to show love. You see, everyone has some leadership inside them. If you listen to God, it'll be easy for you to lead because you are following the supreme leader. There are different levels of leadership, and that's what you need to understand. You may go out and bring many people to God. There are many of us that have done that. People like Billy Graham. He went out, a very simple person when he began, but he led millions of people to the words of God. There are many individuals out there today that are trying to lead and to do well, but you don't hear about them. You see, evil has taken over so many people. It's taken over many of your news agencies, and that's why you don't hear about all the good people. But there are still places you can go to learn about good. If you just simply listen to what's on your televisions or your social media, you're going to be very depressed. There's only one great truth in the world, and that is that God truly exists, loves you, and wants you to be your best. All of the negative things that you hear, that's not God's words. That's evil energies that have affected individuals, and they are speaking those evil energies. It's very sad. We watch from over here and we see terrible things taking place. But that's no different than it's been throughout time. You see, when I lived, the Egyptians took advantage of my people. They basically enslaved them. They used them for labor. They looked down upon them. They did many things to them. But the people that I led had strong beliefs. They believed in the one God. The Egyptians believed in many gods. The Egyptians were eventually conquered by the Romans. The Romans believed in even more gods. But you see, the Jewish people believed in a single God, and that's what made them special. Now, they had many, many problems. They had different sects that didn't get along. They didn't believe. Think of this. Now you have the sect that believed in God for the longest time. God returns them to the Messiah, and they can't believe it. So they were far from perfect as well. They're still waiting for God to return to them. It's going to be a long wait. He already did 2,000 years ago. But my role was to lead them to a place of safety. This is what God wanted me to do. I wasn't born a great leader. I even stuttered a bit. I had trouble speaking to the people. But they listened to me. They knew that I meant what I said, and they knew that I would do my best for them. That's what a leader does. He does his best. He can't do the impossible. But he can do the best he can do. There's a time that leaders can stop leading, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. There's times that circumstances stop leaders from succeeding. Evil is so strong today that it is very possible for those evil energies to defeat even the best leaders. You see, you have to support leadership that is leading the pathway to God. That's the only path. It's the only way that humans will succeed in the long run. Many leaders try their best, but circumstances and often energies that are trying to stop them succeed. A good leader is persistent. He doesn't allow minor defeats to stop him. Sometimes those defeats are huge. If you look at some of the great philanthropists, the people that have done the most for others, individuals like Milton Hershey, he failed multiple times, but he did not give up. He kept trying to do his best, and eventually his best was wonderful. He's helped thousands upon thousands of people. And he based his success on a foundation of failure. Now, that doesn't seem too logical, I know, especially you engineers out there. You're probably shaking your head. But you learn from your failures. So I guess I should have stated that a little differently. He learned from the education he obtained from his failures. That's the true path to success. Along with success comes failure. It's always like that. God doesn't want it to be easy for you. He wants you to work. He wants you to use your mind. He wants you to think what is best for you and for those that follow you. God only wants one thing. He wants you to follow his words and succeed in your life. He wants you to lead others to him. Leading people to God is the most important thing that you can ever do. You see, he can bless you with great wealth, but you must show the leadership to use that wealth to lead others to God. You hear many messages similar to what I'm saying, and repetitive messages are required because sometimes humans are very slow learners. It takes a while for it to sink in. I'm going to give you another thought. No human ever knows his time of death. It could be in the next heartbeat, or it can be tens of years away. You see, that's the great uncertainty of life for humans. That is why you have to show leadership and follow the words of God every day of your life. Because you don't know how long that life's going to be, and you don't want to look back from the other side and say, uh-oh, I should have done much differently. I should have shown charity and love while I had the opportunity, because now that I'm over here, that opportunity is gone. Now I will learn what mistakes I made. I'll also learn what I did right, and hopefully I'll have done much more right than I did wrong. But the door of opportunity to show leadership closes upon your death. You need to take advantage of every day. Look around you. See those people that need help. Help them. If you need help yourself, seek that help. Understand what God wants of you. Pray. Ask for guidance. Ask for all of the things that can help you succeed. And success is not building great wealth. Success is showing love and helping others. You may look at your bank account and think, boy, I really succeeded. But if you're not helping others and showing love, you have not. You have failed. You have failed the greatest test that you've been sent back to pass. And you'll find that there will be karma for that failure. There's no need for bad karma. When you follow the words of God, your karma is wonderful. You will be guided. You'll be helped. When you follow God, you will come from the darkness into the light. When you follow evil, you go from the light into the darkness. Unhappiness is darkness, in case you didn't know that. Showing love to others is light. You've heard the term light worker. That's where it comes from. You're helping guide people from darkness to the light. So since my time, not much has really changed. People need to be guided. They needed to be shown the way. That's what I did. And by showing the way, my people found a place that they could eventually live in and prosper. Let your soul find a place where it can also prosper. It's not hard. Listen to God. So I thank you very much for allowing me to come through this morning. I thank you for listening. Please tell others. The words that you hear from Barry are the true words. They're just common sense. but they'll make your life much better. So goodbye. If I'm invited, I will return again. Thank you, Moses. Wonderful talk. Some things never change through time. Next week, we're going to have another archangel on, Metatron. I know he'll have a wonderful message for you. And I also know many people aren't familiar with him, so you'll enjoy him when I'll introduce him to you. Goodbye. Spread the words of God. It's the only true thing that'll bring you happiness. So goodbye, and we'll be back next week.